$99 from 1-800-Flowers.com. To order, go to 1-800-Flowers.com/ESPN. 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. You're listening live to the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio, ESPN News. Before I get to the phones, on a Major League Baseball note, John, looking at my producer here, something else has been on my mind. Manny Machado, and Bryce Harper, 26-year-olds, phenoms, both looking to get paid. I think they got an offer, 8 years, $240 million, or close to $250 million, to Machado. You know, I don't know who the hell offered them that. I think it was the Padres, but I'm not sure. I know the Phillies were interested in both of them. In Harper's case, you got the Phillies, the Padres, the Giants, the White Sox. In Machado's case, at least the Phillies and the Padres. I'm not giving anybody 8 years or 10-year deals. I know there's a lot of numbers out there, you know, where people are trying to make the case, you know what? 10-year deals are not so bad. Look at the guys in history who had 10-year deals. Okay? I mean, they look at it and they say, you know what? It's not as bad as you think. There's only 8, 10-year, $100+ million contracts that have been signed in the history of Major League Baseball. Giancarlo Stanton, Alex Rodriguez twice when he was 25 years of age, and then again when he was 32 years of age. Albert Pujols, Robinson Cano, Joey Votto, Derek Jeter, Troy Tulowitzki. And I guess you could make the argument that from a numbers perspective, some of them pan out. Jeter panned out. Alex Rodriguez panned out. Giancarlo Stanton, Robinson Cano in the midst of their contracts right now. You know, we don't know what's going to happen with them. Troy Tulowitzki, when he was on the field, he flat out balled. We get all of that. Here's my position. It's baseball, man. It's 162 games. And if you're telling me a guy deserves to get paid because he's box office and he brings people through the turnstile, so as a result, he'll pay for himself, I'm down with that. I'm down with that. But it's too many intangibles that come into Major League Baseball. You could be an absolute monster and do nothing. I mean, accomplish nothing. You're going home at the beginning of every October because you ain't going to be in the postseason. I mean, if it's about winning, I'm just not giving up those dollars. But I will acknowledge this. Because it's 162 games, because there's 81 home games a year, if you've got a guy that's box office, that people walk through the turnstiles to see them play, then I'm not going to knock it. But here's my counter proposal to all of that. I have no issue with the money. It's the years I have a problem with. I'm not giving up more than a 6-year deal. I'm a proponent of give them however much they're worth annually for 6 years. You know what I'm saying? If a guy's worth $50 million a year, go ahead and give it to him. I'm not trying to cap it. Only thing I'm trying to cap is the years. That's what I'm trying to cap. Because I don't believe for 1 second. I mean, Albert Pujols is a perfect example. He's no scrub. He could play. I love Albert Pujols. But 10 years, $240 million? I mean, to me, he's worth $24 million a year on average. Easy. I got that. But you're projecting him to be just as effective 10 years from now. He's a human being. 10 years for a professional athlete? In this day and age where youngsters on the come up every single year? No, I'm not doing it. I'm not giving out no 10-year deal. I'm just not doing it. I'm just not doing it. I'm sorry. 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. You're listening live to Stephen A., ESPN Radio, ESPN News. Getting back to Kaepernick, I'm going to say it again. I want to know what the settlement entails. And I'm not talking about money. I don't care about his money. I hope he got as much as he could. Because you got too many scrub quarterbacks employed in the National Football League that don't do a damn thing that are getting paid. So why not Kaepernick? Why not Kaepernick? I got that. But what I'm talking about is as specifically as it pertains to the cause, what did you settle for? What did you settle for? Not going to protest any longer? Not going to play in the NFL any longer? You're going to stand for the national anthem? What are you going to do? I want to know what the details are. And I understand why we may never know. Because the NFL, I mean, if the NFL forced it upon Kaepernick, they might view them, they might get viewed as being more villainous than they already are. I got it, but I don't care. In my perfect world, all I want to know are the details. I want to know the details of what Colin Kaepernick had to settle for. That's what I want to know. That's just me. 888-SAY-ESPN. You're listening live to Stephen A. on ESPN Radio, ESPN News. Charles, talk to me. What's up?
Yeah, like, I don't get it. Why do you need to know? Kaepernick don't have to say anything. Like, didn't before he said that he wasn't going to stand? I mean, he wasn't going to kneel anymore. He said that before.
Let me ask you a question. Did you support Colin Kaepernick?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so let me ask you a question here. First of all, we don't have to know anything, so let's not be literal. All right? We may never know. So obviously I don't have to know. I ain't going to lose no sleep over it. I'm just telling you what my preference would be. Now let me ask you a question. So you supported Colin Kaepernick, obviously so. The cause is just, no doubt about that. Shoot, you're African-American, you're a minority in this country. Shoot, the hell with just supporting them. You got to appreciate them. But here's the question. Don't you want to know what they asked him to capitulate to and whether or not he's obliged in order for this settlement?
I don't need to know that.
I didn't ask you that. I asked you what you want. I didn't ask you what you need. Obviously, he ain't your family. He ain't paying your bills. He ain't stopping you from eating, breathing, and sleeping. So, of course, you don't need it. What I'm asking you is, what do you want? Do you want to see him playing in the NFL again?
Yeah, that'd be good.
So let me ask you a question. What if part of the agreement is you are to never play in the NFL again, and you are to shut the hell up about social issues and beyond, particularly as it pertains to the National Football League for the rest of your natural life? You cool with that?
Nah, I'm not cool with that. But then I think more of Kaepernick to be like, he's not going to be like, yeah, I'm good with that.
No. What I'm saying to you is, what if he did agree to that?
He's the type of person that would do that.
No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, wouldn't you want to know whether he did or not disagree with it or not?
I'm good with not knowing.
Okay, good. That's you. Charles, congratulations. You're not curious. You'll never be accused of being curious Charles or curious George. Congratulations. I'm curious. Sorry. Maurice, you're live with Stephen A. What's up?
Stephen A., man, I agree with you 100%. I think it's a bigger thing than just the glamorous hush money. You think it has something to do with the Nike contract because he didn't need the money. You think maybe that make him obligation to play because of the Nike contract?
Well, I'm not going to say he didn't need the money or not. I don't know his financial situation. And again, I'm not judging him one way or the other about anything monetarily. Nothing. I don't care how much money he got. What I'm interested in knowing is these issues that you spoke upon, that you swore to never relent upon. Is that the case now? Did you decide that indeed you're going to be silenced, that you're going to be muzzled, that you're going to stand for the national anthem if you were to play in the National Football League? Or did you forego your National Football League career so you could address these causes, but off the NFL playing field? What is it exactly that you agreed to capitulate to? I want to know that. You made it all our business. We didn't go into your home and find this out. You brought what you felt was a pertinent issue in your heart, which I applaud. You brought that to the center of the world because you decided to use the NFL brand and the NFL platform that you had available to you to bring attention to these issues, to take a stand. That's what you decided to do. So I want to know, what did you capitulate to in order to reach the settlement? I don't think that's far-fetched for me to want to know. I may never know. He's under no obligation to tell me. Neither is the National Football League. But I want to know. If I had my druthers, I would not be interested in knowing the amount of money that Colin Kaepernick got in this settlement. What I would be interested in knowing is what he capitulated to, man. That's what I want to know.
You think maybe got bigger than his? Do you think maybe this overall got bigger than him, and he just think He just want to fade off and like, you know what? I can't deal with this. I can't be a martyr like Brother Muhammad.
It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible. But there's a lot of people that martyred Colin Kaepernick and adopted his cause and used his name. And listen, where are all of these people demanding that Colin Kaepernick have a job in the National Football League? Where are those people? How come they're not standing up and saying, excuse me, there's still a whole bunch of scrubs in the National Football League that Colin Kaepernick could quarterback better than? We've heard his lawyer saying he wants to be back in the NFL. We've even heard them give teams like the Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. And as far as I'm concerned, the NFL does not win in this equation at all unless Colin Kaepernick gets an opportunity to play for a National Football League team. Because if they don't do that, then all they did was pay for his silence. That's all they did. But if he's allowed to come back into the National Football League and has an opportunity to compete and play and have a job in the National Football League the way Eric Reed does, who signed a 3-year extension with the Carolina Panthers, now we talk about something different. But if that doesn't happen, then what exactly was done? That's what I'm saying. Got to run. 888, say ESPN. You're listening live to Stephen A. ESPN Radio, ESPN News, by the way. If you miss any of the show today, go check it out on demand in the Stephen A. Smith podcast. Brought to you by Capital One. Capital One is reimagining banking, offering accounts with no